got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness.
Okay, you guys, I just played a little bit of this clip because this first part was my opinion. Is that Curtis and Steve thought they were gonna get into this little men's little group setting and intimidate Eugene. Well, I told you guys in a video that I've done earlier that I thought they were gonna try to intimidate him, and I really didn't think Eugene was going to be dealing with that. And as you heard in here, he hurried up and let Steve know, running in here talking about you tried to, I guess, sabotage him or didn't tell him that they had to buy tickets. Well, Steve, wasn't that you and Mimi that y'all know so much about scholarship benefits and, you know, how many you participated in and how much money you give and blah, 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 blah. You know so much about scholarships. You should have knew that there was a price to get into a scholarship gala. You should have knew that. You're still just trying to clean up your embarrassment for having to be asked to pay that $150. You thought when you came in and because Jackie Nim had paid for that table that you could sit there for free and enjoy the gala. But now you're going to make it look like it's Eugene and Toya's fault that you didn't know that you had to buy a ticket, which is some bullshit, Steve. Because everybody else on the cast purchased their tickets. They knew to buy a ticket, so why didn't you know to buy a ticket? Like I said, you look like a damn fool, and now you're trying to put it off on Toya and Eugene as if they did something personally against you, that they intended to make you look crazy and not tell you about buying a ticket. That's some bull crap. You said, and like he said, you said you was out. The world heard you say you was out. You said you wasn't doing any donating. You said you wasn't giving. And so why the hell were you there? I'm like, Eugene, why were you even there? You wasn't. Then, and that little question caught him off guard because you seen it took him a little while to answer. Because for what? Why did he say it was there? Okay, well, it's the same reason that you was going to be there in the first place. And when you said you wasn't going to be donating, when you said you was not giving up any money, it was going to be the same function that it was when you got there, okay? So that was just some bullshit because you still feeling stupid because we seen the lady have to come to you and get your $150 for the scholarship. Okay, so don't try to blame it on Eugene. And you heard what Eugene said. You all heard what Eugene said. Yeah, you tried to punk him and everything. You tried to do your little blow up and see if you was gonna intimidate him. But what'd he tell you? He said, don't boss up on him and don't be waving your finger and don't talk about his wife. And he meant that. And then you want to ask him, did he want to be a girl or a lady or whatever? Which was a dumb question for you to ask because you act like you want to be a girl. You the one hollering and screaming like you crazy. You the one talking. You came in there hyped up anyway. So you already knew you was going to try to start some crap with Eugene. Eugene is just quiet and cool as a cucumber. He said what he had to say in a cool and calm and collective tone while you over there having a kid temper tantrum, hollering and screaming and ranting and raving and slinging your hands and doing your head. And then you got your little sidekick over there looking stupid as hell. And he's mad because he's just mad because Gene is not letting him change the way he feels or the way he acts. But anyway, like I said, you're just mad because nothing you say is going to make Gene and Toya take responsibility for you not paying or knowing about those that you had to pay $150 for the gala. What scholarship you know? I went to a gala for my niece's um, sorority. We had to pay. Even if we don't donate it, we still had to pay to get in that gala. So for somebody, y'all came in talking too tough about all y'all know this, y'all know that. And then if you didn't know that you had to pay to come into a gala, then you full of shit, okay? So anyway, we're gonna go ahead on from here. But what I think about this little clip, Eugene just let y'all know that y'all do not intimidate him, not one little bit, not even one little bit. And y'all can rant and rave and holler and scream all y'all want to, and it makes no difference to him because he means what he says. Now, we're going to listen at the rest of this clip, and we're going to see what's going on this second half. Be back in a minute.
You're acting like one. Come on, man. I don't care how you nod your head and how you smack your lips. It does not change the fact that you were trying to ambush me at an event after we had a conversation. You feel ambushed, I'm sorry. Tell you, don't do shit. You should pay for a ticket. Steve, that dude ain't gonna admit to nothing. All right.
Well, you see how that little conversation ended. Eugene said if he felt like he didn't treat him right or whatever he thinks he did wrong, he's sorry. He said he's sorry, Steve. And then you got Mr. Shouldn't say nothing about nothing to nobody, the big man. The big man that forgets he put his hands on somebody's wife. He's sitting over there, Steve, that man ain't gonna admit to nothing. That man ain't gonna say. You mad because you not, who are you? You not gonna make nobody change their mind on what they think and what they believe. Steve knew he was trying to be he was really trying to get up under Eugene's skin. Just now talking about his wife and all that. Now what we said, if somebody talk about Mimi, because it's a lot to say you can say about Mimi. But anyway, like I said, Eugene was cool as a cucumber. He said what he had to say. And who was all rattled? Who was rattled, honey, Eugene? Just know you got up under Curtis's skin and you sure got up under Steve's skin. If they could have crawled out of it, they would have crawled out of it. They thought they was going to intimidate you and make you try to question what you thought, what you did, and they couldn't, and they're just pissed off about it. And they sound more like girls than you did. They were screaming and hollering like they was having a fit and a temper tantrum because they couldn't get you to agree with what they were trying to lie about. He knew. If he didn't know, then he's a dummy. He don't know about scholarship galas like he say he do. So anyway, good job. They just mad. They just mad because you make them look like a damn fool. And anyway, no intimidation done there. You guys, I will see you later because, like I said, it's a lot to be talked about. So I'm sure I will be talking about more. Talk to you later. Bye bye.